Hi everybody. Mm, a little saddened because I lost my aunt about a week and a half ago, and I lost her due to pancreatic cancer, and it's a little shocking to me, just because the doctor, when I took her to the doctor, it was more or less, okay, I'm having this pain. When I eat, I have pain. And it was a shocker because, just going in for some pain, to having a biopsy, to having 3 months to live. It was heartbreaking because her 3 months ended up only being 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this doesn't make any sense to me. But the more research I did, realizing that, now I realize that, when you started having symptoms with pancreatic cancer, a lot of times it's already too late. And you're already in stage 4. So, what I'm planning on doing is getting tested early. My aunt was only 66 years old. My father was in his early 60s. So, even though it could be hereditary, it's really low on the list. It's between 5 to 10%. But because already 2 people in my family have already died from it, I'm definitely going to see where I need to go and get checked out. Now, my aunt was a heavy smoker since the early 60s or so. So she smoked. She was like a chain smoker. And smoking is one of the high things on the list that can contribute to pancreatic cancer. So luckily I can kind of check that or cross that off my list because I'm not a smoker. Trying hard to watch what I eat. Still working on that. But I guess the lesson is when you don't feel right, get to the doctor immediately. I give it a week and you have some kind of feeling of, a little pain. If it's not gone in a week, then it's time to go to the doctor. And I don't know if she was just tired, because she did have a heart attack and a stroke a little over a year ago. And they said because of all the smoking, she was clogged. Her arteries was clogged about 85% of her body. So not only did she have a stent put in from the heart attack, she also had to go back through getting another stent. And she's a little small little lady. And she had a lot of health problems already. Allergic to almost everything. Only a few things that she did eat that she wasn't allergic to. So, to me, I think maybe she was just tired. And she did suffer from depression. She had a lot going on in her life. And a lot of things she didn't know how to let go. And she held it in, and she became depressed. And I think that was one of the reasons why she didn't go and see the doctor about that pain. Yes, she went to the doctor on a regular because of other things. That particular pain, I remember her telling me she went. They said it might have been gas, it might be I think they said an ulcer. A few things they named, but pancreatic cancer was not on that list. I'm not sure if that would have even helped her, because from what I'm reading, it was more or less, if you already had the symptoms, it might already be too late. Best thing to do is just get yourself checked out. And as a mom, I tend to run for this person, run for this child. And, right now it's time for me to check myself out, because, I want to live as long as possible. I want to see my grandkids, great-grands. So that's number one on my list, to get myself checked out. If you're going through this, you have a family member going through this, just pray. Just pray. Pray and talk. Let people know how you're feeling. Anything that somebody might ask you about family history, just talk to them. Make sure they have closure. Make sure you have closure. Because the last time I went to see my aunt, it was, some of the family that went to see her. And we asked, is there anything you need to tell us? We even had her on videotape. She kept on saying, well, when the time comes, we'll talk. That was a Saturday. By the Monday, she had a double seizure. She slept for about 3 days, did not wake up. She finally got up, and I'm, Auntie, you know who I am? She said, yes, you're my niece. Like, okay, she has some memory. Okay, this is good. She can talk. She has a memory. A few minutes later, she says, I know who you are. You're my niece. And I told her, Auntie, we had that discussion already. Then the reality sets in that she's not herself anymore. And from that moment, everything started going downhill. And everything that I wanted to ask her, I couldn't ask her anymore, because she wasn't herself. So it's important to just talk. Ask your loved ones what you need to ask them now. If they're in the hospital and they're able to tell you what they want, go to the social worker, have them give you the paperwork for them to fill out at the hospital. Don't wait. If they're already sick, don't wait. Just have them to fill out the information so that you know where you stand, you know where they stand, you know what they want. Because the last thing you need is a whole bunch of family coming in and saying, well, she wanted to be on life support, she doesn't, or he wants to and he doesn't. And then you have a bunch of family members who's arguing about the well-being of you or the person who you're caring for. And it's already a hard transition from being somewhat normal to on your way out of here. So just being able to talk to whoever and getting as much information as possible, that's a comfort. Praying is a comfort. Because even though we want a person to stay here as long as possible, at the end is the Almighty's decision. And just understand this. And I know this is hard to get, but sometimes it's easier to see a person go and they're free from all the pain and suffering that they're doing in this body, to actually see them here suffering. So just take that and understand that. Of course, I want my aunt to have stayed, but her body couldn't hold up anymore. And in a way, it was a relief that she did go, because her last moments was more or less gasping for air. So in a way, I feel that peace because she's not in that pain anymore. I do miss her. I'd rather her had been here, but I wanted to be here and be well and be able to live life. So if your loved one is going through it, if you're going through it, my heart aches for you. I've been there. I know how it feels to take care of a loved one who is at death's door. But just still have faith. Don't give up your faith, because faith is what is going to get you through this. And yes, it's hard at this moment, but it starts getting easier down the road. And whatever pain that you're going through, talk about it, because depression is a whole nother monster. And the more you talk, the more you release all that negative energy that you might be feeling, that pain, the suffering. Just talk about it. And God bless.